Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into another edition of Keytime Sports. And this is just not any edition of Keytime Sports. This is the National Men's Basketball Championship edition of Keytime Sports because tonight we have the Yukon Huskies and the Michigan Wolverines battling it out for a chance to claim the trophy in Indianapolis, Indiana at 8:30 tonight. At 8:30 tonight. So let me not waste anybody's time. I'm going to give you all these statistics, player statistics, prop bets, everything in every sports bet. I'm looking at a couple of sports bets right now. I see where Vegas, where they have the Michigan Wolverines at 7.5, Hard Rock Bet, they have them at 6.5. Also, FanDuel, DraftKings, they also have them at 6.5. DraftKings, they have them at 7.5, and there's some more. There's some more sports books, but I got to get into the matchup first before I mention that. So please like, comment, share, subscribe to Keytime Sports right here on YouTube, Key City Sports on Instagram, the Key on Millions.co. Here is my media feed. Here is my merchandise. We just rolled out new merchandise last month. Here is our brand new logo, a part of our rebrand. And here is my profile so that you will know it is me. And now, here, okay, guys, come on, back up, back up. Here is my profile so that you will know it's me. So now, let's talk about the game that is at hand. The Yukon Huskies and the Michigan Wolverines. First, let me show you all who is on the Yukon Huskies roster. So now, Yukon Huskies roster. I read their names just last week, so here are the names that are on the Yukon Huskies roster. Head coach is Dan Hurley. Here is the player statistics, per game statistics for the Yukon Huskies. And like I said, this is pretty much, it's going to be a very quick segment since we are just talking about one game and the game for it all. So here is the per game statistics for the Yukon Huskies. Here is the season totals for the Yukon Husky players. Now let's shift on over to the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan Wolverines. Here is the Michigan Wolverines roster. Their head coach is Dusty May. Here is the statistics, per game statistics for every player on the Michigan Wolverines roster. I'm going to give everybody a good 10 seconds to look at the players. And here are the season totals for the Michigan Wolverines. And let's get to the matchup at hand. And I got to give you all a couple of key storylines going into this game. So, Michigan takes on Yukon in the national championship. Yukon Huskies 34-5, Big 19-4 in the Big East versus Michigan Wolverines 36-3, 21-2 in Big 10. Indianapolis tonight at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:50 Pacific Time, 7:50 Central Time, and 6:50 Mountain Time. Wolverines 6.5 point favorite. Over or under is 144.5. Bottom line, number 3 Michigan squares off against number 7 Yukon in the NCAA Tournament National Championship. The Wolverines' record in Big Ten play is 21-2, and their record is 15-1 in non-conference play. Michigan has a 5-1 record in one possession games. The Huskies are 19-4 in Big East play. UConn is fourth in the Big East with 33 rebounds per game, led by Terrace Reed Jr., averaging 8.8. Michigan makes 51% of its shots from the floor this season, which is 10.7 percentage points higher than UConn has allowed to its opponents, 40.3%. UConn scores 7.2 more points per game, 76.9 than Michigan gives up to its opponents, 69.7. Top performers, Eli Kadu is averaging 10.3 points per game and 5.9 assists for the Wolverines. Yaxel Lindy Borg is averaging 17.6 points per game. Points over the last 10 games. Reed is scoring 14.8 points per game, averaging 8.8 rebounds for the Huskies. Alex Karabin is averaging 2.3 made three-pointers over the last 10 games. The last 10 games, Wolverines are 9-1, averaging 84.4 points per game, 35.4 rebounds, 18.1 assists, 4.4 steals, and 6.5 blocks per game while shooting 50.9% from the floor. Their opponents have averaged 72.4 points per game. Huskies, 8-2 in their last 10, 71.1 points per game, 32.3 rebounds, 17.1 assists, 6.8 steals, and 3.9 blocks per game while shooting 44.2% from the field. Their opponents have averaged 65.1 points. Now, you have all of the storylines for tonight's game. Now, let's get back to the point spread for this game. Point spread opened up at 7.5, everybody, if you are on DraftKings. Now it's at 6.5 for Hard Rock Sportsbet, 6.5. FanDuel, Vegas Insider have them at 7 points. And pretty much every sports betting app or sports book in America right now have the Wolverines favored by 6 points to 6.5 or 7. So one thing that I can say is that this is a tough, and I do mean a tough prediction, because both of these teams are great. Both of them had to pull off Herculean efforts to get here. And we all know how UConn is. UConn, this will be their third. If they win tonight, this will be UConn's third championship in 4 years. For Michigan, it will be their very first championship in basketball. That's what it would be. It would be their first basketball championship. So I think I'm going to go against the grain because UConn is about to get 3 championships in 4 years. Michigan, you had a good season, but everybody needs to take into consideration UConn was an underdog versus Illinois, and you see how that ended up, right? I told everybody that UConn would beat Illinois on Friday, right? And Saturday, UConn beat Illinois. Obviously, if Illinois beats UConn, they are obviously here. But I just believe UConn, they've been in this situation a lot more than the Michigan Wolverines have. And UConn is this decade's top-notch team in men's college basketball. You always have a team that, you always have a team in a decade where they're the best team in the decade. And the UConn Huskies right now, dare I say it, UConn Huskies are the best men's college basketball team in the 2020s. They are. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Now, if they win tonight, that just further explains why I said it. But I got the UConn Huskies tonight. It will be a very, very good game. Tonight's telecast, you will be able to watch it on CBS and all the other. Hold on. You will be able to watch it on CBS, but I am going to look. Can somebody please help me? Let's say NCAA National Championship listings for tonight. Yeah, championship listings for tonight. You will be able to see it on TBS. TBS. It is very, very different. Very different network tonight than in previous years. Because I was expecting CBS, but we got more revenue going into this game, and TBS is going. This is the first time that TBS is broadcasting rather, the men's national basketball championship. So everybody, it's on TBS. And one last thing, please like, comment, share, subscribe to Keytime Sports right here on YouTube, Key City Sports on Instagram, and the Key on millions.co. Here is my profile. Here is my merchandise. We just rolled out new merchandise last month. Here is the brand new logo for our rebrand. And here is my media feed for all of my different segments, sound bites from previous shows, from the Final Four, from March Madness, and one other thing. NBA playoffs are coming up. So you all are going to be seeing me a lot in the morning and at night. So get ready, because the series that I'm going to have, it will be a new form. It will be Late Night Key, and I will be giving my reactions immediately after every NBA playoff game. So write that down. So one last thing. Remember, the key is always on time.